Hi guys, DP here, and today we have an arcade stick unboxing. If you've been to the arcades in Japan, or sometimes you might have seen them in the US, usually in like Japanese themed arcades, you've probably seen these Astro City cabinets right here. These beauties right here are very reminiscent of my childhood, and a lot of people growing up in arcades playing Street Fighter or SNK games, and just about like any 90s arcade thing you could think of, this was it. And Sega not too long ago released this Astro City mini arcade stick. This was available on Amazon Japan for a limited time, but I don't know if it was limited. I just think it sold out really quick. But yeah, this was on Amazon Japan for a couple of days and it sold out very, very quickly. I actually missed out getting myself one, but luckily I had a friend who got two of them and he sent this my way. I bought this off of him, so shout outs to the homie. But yeah, let's go check out the box here. As you can see, it has the Astro City color scheme right here, an off-white color all around for the base. You have the neon green stick and the buttons, the yellow start button up here, and then of course you have the Astro City logo and all the super cool 80s, 90s graphics on the front, so that's pretty cool. On the back here, you also have a detailed look at the buttons and what they do. It's all in Japanese, of course. It's a Japanese product. And then it seems here, what is this? An Astro City Mini. I think maybe this comes with a miniature arcade stick. I'm not sure. I'm actually not 100% sure, but I'll open this box soon and find out. But yeah, here we go. Here's the back of the box. Here's the side. Yeah, I think this comes with the stick, so that's actually pretty sick. So you have the side of the box here, another look over here on this side, the top logo, sorry it's upside down, Sega Astro City, there you go. High quality graphics and sound. Obviously it's referring to the arcade cabinet and not so much the stick, because there is no graphics or sounds from the arcade stick. But yeah, so let's open this. Boom, over here you have inside of the top flap, Go Sega. It's the 60th anniversary of Sega, so that's probably why they released this, to commemorate the 60th anniversary of Sega. So it looks like it is just the arcade stick. So pop it out like this. Okay, yeah, so nothing else in the box. We have the arcade stick here. We have some cardboard bits to protect the stick, and boom, completely wrapped. And we got some foam bits. Oh yeah, this is super sick. So yeah, this is actually kind of heavy. So this is about 3 kilograms for you uncultured people. That is about 6.5 pounds, I think, if my conversions are correct. But yeah, this is about 3 kilograms of weight. So the bottom here, you got a nice steel plates on the bottom with the Sega sticker. It is screwed on, so you know, if you want to change the buttons or the stick for whatever reason, you can open it up by unscrewing the bottom pieces. But you don't want to change the look of this, because the whole point of this arcade stick is that it's very reminiscent of the Astro City arcade cabinets by Sega. You can tell right here. Look at that, pretty nice. So you guys are probably wondering what kind of buttons, what kind of sticks. So this Sanwa Denshi buttons, all 6 of the buttons are Sanwa Denshi. The start, the credit button, as well as the stick. It's all Sanwa parts. So just like the arcade cabinet uses Sanwa parts. This also uses the same parts. The cable here is 1.2 meters long. So that's about almost 4 feet. That's what, 47 inches again, if my calculations are correct. So yeah, the wire is pretty long. Let's get a closer look at the front plate, right? As you can see here, it says high resolution graphics and stereo of the arts sound, double your playing enjoyment. So I believe it says this very similar text on the top of the Astro City arcade cabinet. Then you got the credits button right here. I don't think this does anything, because like the start button is right here, right? I don't know what these buttons do specifically. And over here you got the buttons, right? So if you're playing on PlayStation, this is going to be square, triangle, circle, X. If you're playing on Xbox, this is X, Y, and A, B. I don't know what these buttons are actually. I'm assuming this is going to be like L1 and R1 maybe. I don't know what the equivalent buttons are these for the PlayStation or the Xbox. So it says in the box here that the buttons are just button A, B, C, D, and F. So obviously, if you're in your button configuration, whether you're playing Street Fighter, Guilty Gear, or Tekken, you get to see which button is which. And anyway, let's go back and talk about the front plate. So you got the really cool retro design on the bottom here, saying City Astro, aerodynamic shape. Got the bright pink lines. You got the Sega logo on the bottom. Over here, you got power control system as a little design. The top is very, very smooth. It's almost like a plexiglass type feel. Then of course you got the 8-way gate arcade stick here. I love the clickety clack of the arcade stick, as well as the buttons. You know, if you want to go change the design on the top here, there's also some screws on the top that you can go ahead and replace. Once again, you know, you get this because of the design, you get this because of the front, and you know, having this stock on its own is pretty sick. You know, I don't know why you'd want to replace this, but you know, if you get this stick, you do view some grips on the 4 corners here, so if you're playing this on like a surface or whatever, it won't slip. I play on my lap. I like to place my arcade sticks on my lap. A lot of arcade sticks usually come with a larger grip area, like so, right here. Like this is the Quanba Obsidian. But you know, some sticks or some like fighting game peripherals don't come with any grip at all. Like the hitbox right here, no grip at all. You have these little nubs over here, but you know, they don't really do much. But I never usually have a problem, even if I use the hitbox on my lap. It doesn't really slip around so much, but yeah, so I don't think there's gonna be any problems with this slipping around or anything. The whole design is very, very sleek, very clean. The only thing I will say though is that I tried this a little bit, and just by messing with this on my lap just a little bit, here, let me lower the camera a bit. So one problem I do have is that it doesn't really support my palms that well. Like if I'm playing like this, my palms are kind of like almost falling off, and then it's kind of like cupping, you know, which is really weird. Usually you have a lot more space here. Like for instance, again, like if I were to compare it to the Palm Obsidian, look how much extra space you have for your palms, right? Before the buttons, it's nicely relaxed like so. And then even for something like the hitbox, which is known to be very, very thin, you know, it's thinner than the Astro Arcade Mini like this, but even then, right, I have some, the fact that the button placement is up here, you have some space for your palms like so. But you know, with this, my hands kind of almost, you know, fall off. It's like kind of dangles off to the side, and it feels kind of uncomfortable. I mean, it's not like too bad, right? But like, I feel like they could have added a little more space, a little more surface area right here to have my palms a little more comfortable. But yeah, it feels like they're kind of falling off like so, like unless you're playing like this. And I can't imagine people with bigger hands will probably find this a little more uncomfortable. But yeah, what do I think about this product? Well, I will say, if you are a fan of, like, you know, the arcade scene, if you're a fighting game fan, if you're a fan of Japanese arcade culture or so forth, I think this is a pretty cool home version replica of it. Obviously, you know, you can't usually fit a Astro City arcade cabinet in your home. I mean, you could, right? But that takes up a lot of space, really heavy. If you want to move it around, you're gonna require 2 or 3 people to like help you move it. Overall, this, I think for like any fighting game enthusiasts or fighting game aficionados or whatever, like I feel like this is a really cool purchase. I wouldn't say a must-have, but definitely something really, really cool. It could be a conversation starter. You know, you could have it on your gaming setup, just kind of as like as some decoration, you know, with your fighting games and your fighting game statues and all that, just kind of displayed. This is pretty cool to have. Would I compete in a tournament with this? Probably not. I wouldn't, you know, unless I wanted to like really flex on someone, because this is a really cool product overall. Really great packaging. The design is really awesome, very sleek. So if you're like me, if you're just a really big collector, if you love the arcade culture, I definitely think you should get it. I don't really remember the retail price of this when it went live on Amazon. I believe it was $200, $199.99 on Amazon. You can find it on Play Asia right now for $164.99. So maybe I'm wrong. I want to say it was about $200, but on Play Asia right now it's $164. It's gonna, you know, retail was between $150 to $200. There's gonna be a bunch of places that are scalping the prices to like $300, $500, $600. Do not buy from them. That's very, very expensive. So yeah, overall, I would give this an overall 7, maybe an 8, because yeah, this definitely isn't arcade stick to use and abuse and bring to a tournament. I mean, you could bring this could be your choice of weapon if you want to enter a competition, but you know, I would go for something a little more bigger, a little more practical, I guess, because yeah, this is definitely a collector's item. Once again, if you're a collector, if you're a big fighting game enthusiast, a big fighting game aficionado or whatever, this is a really cool purchase. Get it. You can customize it, you can do whatever you want with it. If you're just here to look for a stick to use or just to compete with, this is probably not something you'd want to get. I mean, you could definitely use this. This does use really good parts. You know, Sanwa Denshi, very responsive, very good sticks, good buttons, you know, everything else. But yeah, for me, I would personally just keep this as a collector's item, just kind of on display. I'd probably use this if I have some friends over, you know, it'd be pretty cool just to use, but I definitely wouldn't want to use this on a tournament. I definitely wouldn't want to like practice with this on grind in the lab. Anyways, this is the Astro City mini arcade stick. Thanks for watching, guys. See you guys next time.